Hey guys, it's Seabron Weaver, your local real estate professional. So I'm here today. I want to talk to my first-time homebuyers. I have a little bit of information regarding mortgaging a property versus buying it. And the three big things before we get into it that we're going to be talking about are essentially month to month, it is more expensive to rent a property than it is to mortgage it. Not only that, when you rent a property, you build no equity. Also, you are on the bad side of the market. So without further ado, let's get into the numbers and I'm going to show you why it's better for you to buy versus rent.
All right, guys, so we're going to play a little bit of story time here today. So we've got John and Sarah. John and Sarah have been living in their property for about 3 years and they are renters and they're pretty happy with their property. They just actually found out what the home value was. And the numbers that came next shocked them. So they found out that their property was $150,000. That's not bad. But then this is the astonishing part, is they found out that investors charge about 1% of rental rates for that property value. That amounted to their $1,500 rental payment, which seemed high, but they liked their home. It was nice, updated, and had modern features to it. They were appalled when they found out that they could have mortgaged the same property for only $850 using a first-time buyer's conventional mortgage. They were even more shocked when they realized that that was a $750 monthly savings that would have added up to $9,000 a year. And on the 3 short years that they'd been there, $27,000. They spent $27,000 in rent, additional rent, versus what they could have mortgaged the property at. The second shocking news that they found out was that the equity, which is a small portion of the payment on every monthly payment that they made, would have went back and it would have been saved. So they would have saved $250 back from their mortgage every month. That would have been over $3,000 annually, and that would have been $9,000 in the 3 short years that they'd been living in that property. The final shocking news that they found out, the market had been doing good, and on an average, it had been increasing about 3% annually. Annually, on average, that amounted to about $16,000. So in total, they were sitting there counting their thumbs, figuring out how much money they had spent. Well, they know that they didn't save $27,000 in rent. They paid that over the short 3 years. They didn't get back $9,000 in equity. They lost that by paying it in rent. And they did not increase their market value. In fact, their landlord told them that rent was probably going to increase that year. So after adding everything up in the 3 short years that they decided to rent the same property they could have bought, they would have saved a total of $52,000 in just 3 years of buying the same house that they ended up renting.
All right, guys, so after seeing that story about John and Sarah, it is my mission to make sure that you do not end up living in a property, renting it for 3 years, and find out that you could have saved an astronomical amount of money. I mean, we have to admit, that was a fortune. It was a small fortune. So, hey, if you want to save out on a small fortune, give me a call. We'll set up a plan. And join me next week because we're going to be talking about the 3 big things that you need to get your first time home. Shalom.